Good afternoon. My name is Cranney, and I am the English language assistant at the official language school in Eibar, in the Basque country. And I have the pleasure of talking to you a little bit about my country, U.S. When I say the United States of America, people normally think of New York, San Francisco, Las Vegas, other big places in the country. However, we are a very large country. This is my state, Idaho, and our current population is a big mix of immigrants from a few generations ago. We are a multicultural melting pot, and we have a lot of space. We have a lot of natural parks. It's not just cities like New York. And this is my hometown. This is my mother and I snowshoeing in spring. This picture was taken in March in Idaho. And we don't always have snow that late, but we are a four-season place, so we have a good winter and a good summer, and a nice transition between the two of them. In Coeur d'Alene, in Idaho, we are a state of more conservative, mostly a more conservative population. People are for gun rights, and there's several homemakers. I also really enjoy sewing and other sorts of fun artsy-craftsy activities, and which is not common for everyone in my state, but it's something that my grandparents have passed along to my mother and my mother to I. So when I say the American lifestyle, you probably think of a lot of movies from Hollywood and reality TV shows. And you might wonder if what movies say are true. Well, I have a friend from another place in the U.S. who says that it mostly is. However, I would say that it's quite exaggerated. But at university and in high school, we do have a lot of school spirit, and we go to football games, American football games, not soccer, what we call football. But this is a picture taken from homecoming week, which is a week when I think probably the most attendance is at games. And we dress up in different costumes, and we wear our school colors and cheer for our team. We have tailgate parties and parades, and also fraternity parties. You've probably seen a picture of, or video clip of a fraternity party, and those do happen. Sometimes, as I said, photos and video online or from Hollywood is a little exaggerated, and not everyone goes to the fraternity parties, not everyone gets slammed drunk, but there's a little bit of everything. I must say that Greek life also likes to focus on volunteerism and extracurricular activities, not just about parties. One thing that we do a lot more in the States is house parties in comparison to Spain. We have more parties at home, and sometimes we dress up. This was from a funk party I went to, and then I've gone to an ugly sweater party, and when we get together with people, we get together more in the home and less in a bar. If you were in a bar at midday in Spain drinking a coffee, that's normal. If you were at a bar in Idaho midday, you would be considered an alcoholic. But we do have more strict drinking rules, and we aren't allowed to drink until 21. I think when my mother was in college, in some states it was 18, but now it's nationally 21 years of age to be legal to drink. So, a little something else that's important about our country is the 4th of July, which is when we signed our Declaration of Independence. We like to do outdoor sports, and then there's always, outdoor things, and have a barbecue, and at night once the sun sets, watch fireworks to remember the war, to remember the fight and the victory. Also, we do live in houses more than in apartments. Even if you live in a city, in a city there's more apartments, but still little houses are separate houses houses with separate gardens are much more common than in Europe. Some other things to talk about, we are a little bit more independent. A lot of times parents, when you turn 18, tell you to go out on your own. They normally encourage you to leave home. Again, it depends on the parents and it depends on the place, but it's common to go to university and then get a job and live on your own and be a little bit more independent. We also drive a lot more because we're such a big country. If you remember the map from one edge of Idaho to the bottom part of it is about 8 hours in car, and that's just one state of the 50. So yes, I have a few pictures of my family, my nephew and my sister, and my grandparents. This is another place in Montana, which is a natural park. My mother and I in Coeur d'Alene at a coffee house, not a bar, having a coffee. My aunt and uncle in San Francisco. They live in San Francisco in a small house as well. It's about where they live, but this is an aerial view of San Francisco, and these are the small homes. So you can kind of have an idea of what it's like rather than large apartment buildings. And this is in a street in New York with my dad and I. I hadn't actually been to New York. A lot of people in the US haven't visited there, but the last time I was in Spain, everyone told me about New York. So before I came to Spain again, I wanted to make sure to visit it. And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for listening.